everyone! If you've not been following me on Facebook or Instagram, you probably don't know that I got a new family member. I adopted this little Chihuahua a couple of days ago, and she still doesn't have a name. So I really fell in love with her from the moment I saw her, and she's just so sweet and very active. So for a normal family, I think she would be just a little too much because she's very busy and needs to learn to calm down a little bit. So I'm giving her a little massage here. She's doing really good. She also has issues with being left alone, and the wonderful thing is I work from home, so I can show you guys step by step what I'm doing with her. She's a little bit mouthy, which is I actually really like. She's 9 weeks right now. I like little puppies to be mouthy because it also means they're pretty social. If your puppy's not mouthy at all, sometimes that means they just haven't been playing very much. So I like a little bit of mouthiness. It's a good sign of confidence and wanting to interact, which I really like. So I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about the beginning of introducing the dogs together. So I like to be really careful from the start so that the behaviors that they learn to do with each other are the behaviors I want them to do and that are beneficial for all the dogs, and also so that the dogs are only having positive experiences around each other and learning to trust and feel confident in each other's presence while learning how to interact with each other and what's appropriate and what's not. I actually already have a video on YouTube on how to introduce a dog into a household that already has a dog or multiple dogs, and I'll link that in the description below. That's starring my dog Halo when he was a puppy. I also have a video on demand about multi-dog households that's an hour and 15 minutes, and you can find that on my website, dogmantics.com, if you just didn't get enough information from my free videos on YouTube. Okay, so with these guys, the game, she's shivering a little bit because she's excited about the treats, which is pretty normal for Chihuahuas. But the game that I'm going to play with these guys is having the little pup learn that they can both take treats in each other's presence. That's the beginning step. So they're just taking treats in each other's presence. Good job. So I'm feeding them both at the same time at first. And then I'm going to start to feed Kiko first and then the puppy. Good. That's very good. And if she goes for it, I can go back to feeding them both at the same time and then doing a fake out like that. Good. Good. I don't know if you can see Kiko back there. I think you can. Woo. I would also like her to lay down, but she's a little excited right now. So I'll just move her over here so you can see her better. Good. When Halo was a puppy and I made the video of taking turns taking treats, which I'm doing right now, I didn't have him on a leash and harness in the video because he didn't move very fast and I could easily block him. It took him a while to stand up. But this little Chihuahua puppy is so fast that I've got her on a leash and a harness, and I could have had the dogs behind barriers, which I did at first, but now they're ready for this step right now. Here you can see I'm using a barrier to first introduce my dogs to my puppy the first day I got her. Keep in mind, a barrier like this is not safe for untrained dogs. They can easily jump over it, so I suggest having the dog in a leash and harness attached to something secure if you're worried about that happening. You can also work with one dog at a time before adding them together as a group, and keep in mind some dogs resource guard, so you want to take that into consideration. This is what we do in this house. Here's footage of the little puppy meeting Kiko, my Chihuahua, for the first time. They could interact immediately because Kiko is amazing with young puppies and extremely benevolent, so I knew the puppy wasn't going to have a negative experience with my Chihuahua. You can see Wish is still not feeling so great, so I'm going to throw a treat for her like this and then see if she comes back to join the game. or if she wants to be at a further distance while we're playing this game. But here she comes. So I'm going to feed her back there. Good job. Anyway, so yeah, I have this leash on this puppy so that I don't, by mistake, if I'm distracted feeding Kiko a treat over here, that the puppy doesn't just suddenly jump off and jump on top of one of my dog's heads, because Wish would find that really aversive and it might ruin her first impressions of this little one. So what you can do is feed the little puppy. Good. And then feed everyone else a treat for watching. Good job. And I like to use my hand as a blocker. Say, for example, the puppy were to go and try to interact with the other dog's faces. I can block that at first. And then what I like to do is teach them to settle like this. And then at some point, they're going to start to want to interact with each other. And I'll show you a little clip of how Halo was wanting to interact with the puppy this morning. You can see his tail is wagging softly, but I've got my arm there in case he tries to initiate play, which is just inappropriate to do with a 2-pound puppy. Because the puppy was confident enough, I could let him sniff the puppy's butt. Here's some footage of my terrier Tug saying hi to the puppy through a barrier. Wish, go get it. So with Wish, she does really well with this game where I throw a treat away from the puppy and then she approaches to get another treat. That really builds her confidence with being near other dogs, and it's a game I've played before, so it's really building her confidence rather than getting treats in the settle, which she didn't look that happy about. And now she's extremely close to the puppy, and I trust her really well. She would never do anything unless the puppy were to go and bite her on the face or do something like that. So I've got the puppy on a leash, and I can always use my hand as a blocker to prevent the puppy interacting with her, and she trusts me a lot because we've worked on this. If you were ever worried that your dog might bite your puppy or you just weren't sure, it's best to hire a professional trainer who doesn't use any forms of physical or psychological intimidation to help you with the introductions of your puppy to your adult dog. But at first, if you don't have anyone in your area, you can play it safe by following my video on introducing a puppy to your household and making sure to use, as I show in the video, double barriers and having them at a distance where they're really having a positive emotional response. So you can see here Wish, she's got her ears perky, where before she was looking the other direction. Like she wanted the food, she wanted to be near me, but she didn't specifically want to be near this little pup. She's socially anxious, and when out and about, she has no interest in meeting dogs. And before, she used to be really reactive as a young dog to other dogs and people. She just had no interest in doing anything social. So I'm really proud of her because now Halo over here is really, really close to her, and they get on so well. So this is why I take the time to do this training so that all my dogs are never argue with each other, and they get on really well. So it really reduces the chances of there being an argument or bullying or fighting. So I love doing this training because it makes me feel happy and safe leaving my dogs all loose together, which I do already. But of course, because I have a little puppy, I'm not going to leave the puppy with the other dogs, because what can happen is, imagine them in a room and the puppy starts to whine and bang on the cage. Say the puppy wants to play with the other dogs, and then the other dogs might want to go and correct the puppy through the fence or through the double barrier, or just death stare at the puppy if you had a dog that likes to do that. So the best thing to do if you have a new puppy and a dog that you really want to make 100% of the interactions positive is to separate them when you're gone. So I have my little pup in a X-pen in the office and the other dogs in my bedroom so that they're far from each other and there's music on so they can't hear each other. And that way I can make sure that I'm around to create only positive experiences with these little guys. Hey guys. Ready, Wish? Go get it. Good. This is another wonderful thing because not only is Wish playing this game, but the puppy is learning that when Wish moves fast, it doesn't mean to get up and chase her, which she would not like, especially because she most likely would want to bite Wish on the tail. Hey, little one. And she's still shivering because of the excitement of the food. The wonderful thing when you keep playing these games with other dogs, say you have friends with dogs and you do settles at a distance or taking turns taking treats like this, when you start to play a game the dog knows, they can think, oh, this is like that same game I played with Halo. Oh, this dog must be a cool dog, and this dog's not going to bother me because Emily's not going to let it. So the more you play these games, the more your dog will trust you that you're not going to let this new dog in the house mess with them. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you'd like to support my work, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. You can also become a supporting member of channel Kikopup by clicking the join button. See you later, guys. You guys want to go out now? Huh? Do you all want to go out? Go on, Dan. Let's go. Let's go. Go on. Come, Kiko.